Hi, people. Basically, what I want to talk about today, I want to get straight into the subject, is there's no specific title to call this. I'm just going to explain what it is. And it's happened a lot to me throughout my life, ever since I started practicing magic. Well, since I started getting into my teenage years, from 11 upwards, basically. And it's really disheartening. It's really boring as well, to be quite frank. It happens quite a lot. Basically, when you cast a spell, you'll notice that sometimes you'll get people saying, "Why have you done that? Why did you put St. John's Wort in?" Like, why did you put that in there when you was doing it for this specific purpose? Why did you put, why did you put mint for cursing? Why did you put stinging nettles in for protection? Whatever, why did you do this? Why did you use this stone? Because that doesn't correspond with that. That doesn't go, blah, blah, blah. And, people say, well, actually, I think the way in which you do it is wrong. And, if you're going to do vlogs and stuff like that, you've got to be prepared for criticism, etc. And especially if you are an occultist and you're in the occult community, because it happens a lot. It happens so much. You got to be prepared for it. But I just want to give a bit of advice, basically, to people that feel like they're being constantly criticised for what they do. Now, I'm not saying be stupid and, summon fairy spirits with an iron knife or something like that. I'm not saying, because that is just retarded. I'm not saying that. Although some people have done, and they claim that it helps control them. It helps keep them in order. But basically the whole point is, what I want to say is, do what feels right to you. When it comes to magic, go with your heart. Honest to God, go with what feels right to you. If you want to put mint in that particular spell and that feels right to you, put mint in. And who cares? Like, who cares if that's not the corresponding herb? Especially, not really within hoodoo, because within hoodoo it can be very strict in terms of its, I find it quite orthodox, which is mainly more why I got back into traditional craft, because traditional witchcraft suited me more because it wasn't as set in stone. It's a path that each person must take, but it's unique to everybody's style. I think every path is. If you had 10 hoodoo practitioners and asked them a specific question, they'd all come out with different answers because it's their own interpretation of that. But within traditional craft, I think if you want to do a spell and you want to put mint in that spell and that feels right to you, put mint in. And whatever herb. Now, obviously I said before, I'm not saying go crazy and start invoking fairies with the use of iron knives and stuff like that, because it's just stupid. Do your research, obviously. But in terms of how you do a particular spell, don't listen to other people. And what I tend to do now, because I've had it a lot, I don't tell anybody about the way I do stuff until the work is actually done, because I don't want anybody else having influence over my work. Now, I don't know why people do this. Maybe it's insecurity. Maybe it's something they do in order to feel better about themselves. Whatever. But my own family sort of tradition of traditional witchcraft is as such. We go into a garden or a woods and we will walk about and we will go, right, I need that, I need that, I need that, I need that, I need that. Oh yeah, that looks really good. I'm going to incorporate that into it. And that's what we do. That is how we do things. We go with what feels right to us. We go with what feels right within our own heart. You know, if I want to use borage for healing, I will use borage for healing. If I want to use wormwood for scrying, I will do that because I can. Basically, because not only because I can, but because that is what feels right to me. That is what I am going by. That is what that is what my heart is telling me to do. That is what my gut is saying. George, use this. You have to use this. It's going to add to what you're doing. You know, and everybody works differently as well. And it's fine to sort of comment on it, but in the way in which somebody works a spell, don't criticize it, because it's, why do that? You know, you're only going to put the person off the work that they're actually doing, and you don't know, they could have a recipe for something they want that is really going to work, something that is really going to push the boundaries of their environment around them and change it to how they want it. They could have something good. So don't criticize it. What are you achieving by criticizing it? You know, it's fine to help people out, because I have a couple of friends that help me out, and that's fine, you know, and comment on certain things. But why criticize somebody? There's a difference between helping somebody out, recommending something to someone, and criticizing them, and there is. And what I want to say, basically, the whole gist of it is, when you cast a spell, when you do a charm, amulet, talisman, whatever, do what feels right to you. Go within your own heart, because that's the best kind of magic. Because by doing that, you make it your style, you make it your way. You know, you could cast a spell and put, you know, and use a black candle for scrying. I might use a white candle, whatever, it doesn't matter. We're all doing the same thing. We're all contacting the spirit world. There are just different methods. So many different traditions over the world have different methods. You know, so it doesn't matter. It's just people come up with different methods in order to contact the dead. People come up with different methods in order to conjure up love. You know, and everybody's different. So don't listen to people whining and telling you what to do in certain rituals. Don't. Just go with what feels right to you. Just do it. Just go with your own heart. You know, and in terms of traditional witchcraft, do you honestly think that in the old days, cunning men and witches used that exact herb for that exact purpose? Everybody all over the country used that exact herb because that was set in stone, because that was what happened. You know, you used mandrake for love, and that was it. That was the only thing you used that for. Bollocks. People didn't have telephones. People had to travel days on end just to get a message to somebody, you know. So what happened? People come up with their own devices. People went by their gut. People went by their intuition. You know, so go with what feels right to you. Just go with what feels right to you as a person, as a witch, as a magician, and that's fine. You know, there's nothing wrong in that. Don't listen to other people's insecurities. Listen to your heart. When it comes to magic, listen to your gut, listen to your heart, listen to everything you are. Because that, by doing that, by looking within yourself, is being spiritual. And it is. And I don't care what anybody else says to me. I don't. Because quite frankly, it's got to the point now with people criticising me where I honestly could not give a flying two You know, I honestly don't care what other people have to say about how I do things. That is how I do it, and that is it at the end of the day. I'm willing for new ideas, and if I have different skills, I will use them, you know, and I will. But I am in no way going to let other people's insecurities and criticism overcome what I do. Because I had it my whole life, and it's just got to the point now, I give up. You know, I really do give up in terms of caring what other people think. You know, to be fair, I'm not bragging or anything like that, but I have rarely done a spell that hasn't worked. You know, and I've rarely ever done a piece of magic that hasn't worked. So far, I must be doing something right, because my will and my intentions are being manifested into the universe. So far, I think I'm doing pretty okay. And I'm not going to listen to a book that says, Mugwort is for scrying, blah, 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 blah. Borage is for healing. Look, Wormwood is for scrying. You know, I'm not. I will go with what feels right to my own heart. You know, I will go with my gut. And that's the point I'm trying to prove. Do what feels right to you, and screw everybody else. Be open for learning. Don't be ignorant. But if people are just trying to do it in order to belittle you and make you feel like nothing, fuck them. Over and out.